warm greetings from Vienna, Austria. We are working in my junk journal and I am working on a prompt from Feel Good February. I'm using the prompt for February 12th, which is wisdom. So I just went and worked on the next page that was available, and I chose this cute little ephemera piece that I had gotten, I believe, from Annette, Instagram net_journals. And I wanted to make a fabric pocket because I think every journal needs a fabric pocket. At least mine do. So this was the opportunity to do that. And so now I just pre-selected some fabric pieces that I thought might work with this color scheme of the card. And now I'm just auditioning those to see which one I think would work best. So and I end up going with this beautiful checkered one, which I really love. And now I'm just cutting it down to the correct width of the page. And I believe I'm going to just glue that right on. Yeah. So this is regular tacky glue that I just filled in a smaller bottle with a smaller nib, so it's easier to work with. So I'm just gluing that on the three sides, putting it down, and then I'm also gluing down the piece of ephemera. And lesson learned, glue goes through fabric. So when I glued that down, of course the glue seeped through and got stuck on the other page. It wasn't so bad that I couldn't separate them anymore, but that is something to watch out for because obviously the glue is gonna go through the fabric. Yeah, let's see if I remember it until the next time. Okay, so I'm just holding that down a bit better with some clamps, and now I'm just checking that it actually works, and at this point it still works, but later on it kind of sticks a bit. So now I have these beautiful stamped flowers from Raisa that I had met recently through Instagram. So very exciting to get to know someone in the same city. There's not so many of us in Vienna, I believe, or at least not many that have outed themselves to be crafters. So hey, if you're in Vienna, let me know, because it would be really fun to have more of us like meet up or something. Anyway, so I'm just cutting that to have straight edges, and of course I'm inking it, and I'm going to make a tag out of it. So I need to find a background that will work with the colors I'm using for the pocket. So I'm just going through two of my blocks that have the most potential to have those colors that I need. So I'm staying with these blues and beige neutral colors, but the blues are a bit more turquoise, most of these. So this one I thought would be a pretty good fit, although I thought the print on it was a tad bit too modern for this card, but I did want to keep it in mind. It was definitely a good contender. And then I did find another one in this little block, and I got these blocks somewhere locally. I do not remember where, to be honest. I'm sorry. Yeah, so this is the other one that I thought has a lot of potential. So it's a race between those two. oh yeah, there was a third one still, but the blue wasn't working out, so I in the end decided to go with this blue one, and I really love the brown and the blue together. So now I'm just making it a bit wider, and I'm keeping the length. And I noticed that putting it in, first of all, the glue kind of stuck. And second of all, I noticed that the paper was, of course, too thin to go in there well. So I realized I had to back it with some heavier cardstock that I just cut down to the same side. And I'm going to glue onto the blue paper to give it some more body. So all I have to do is glue that as well. And then that bottom looked awfully empty. So I had to fill it up with something. So I thought, well, why don't I put the prompt for the spread there, which is wisdom. So rather than stamping that on paper, I thought I would stamp it directly on some cheesecloth. And I'm using my lovely Recollections clickable alpha set. And I'm gonna use my brown Distress Oxide, just because I have it right there from you know, I can't even think of the word now. It's in the evening and my brain has gone dead, I think. So now I'm just fraying the edges. And another tip, what I learned is do not use a piece like that where you fray the edges if you're going to put it in a pocket. But in the meantime, I am looking for some paper where the color would kind of work with the rest of the tag, so that I could put the cheesecloth over it so that it just pops a bit more. And I'm just trying to look for the right tone of white in my lovely Scraps treasure box that I love so much, and which is never getting any emptier, just fuller. Like by the day it's getting fuller. Like what is happening? It's kind of like it develops a life of its own, really. So, and I already took some of the pieces out. Some of the ones that had images on it, I put in an extra like little letter holder, which I showed in one of my previous videos briefly. So that way I have them next to me on my desk, and I'm more likely to use them than if I have them in this huge pile in my treasure box. So yeah, but still, it's never gonna get more empty. I do know that. I think at one point you just have to kind of discard some of them. I know it's horrible to say, but you know, I don't know if any of you follow Roxanne from Buy Bun. Her YouTube channel is called Buy Bun, and she's an amazing artist who does a lot of spooky illustrations, and she also has some courses and everything. But anyway, the reason why I'm talking about her is because I forgot now. I totally lost my thread now. Oh my god. Oh, no, I remember now. Because she has this one little box of scraps on her desk, and she fills it up, and then she just tosses a whole bunch of them that she doesn't use. I think she does this like weekly or monthly. She adds new ones in the front and the ones in the back. Even without looking at them, she just throws them out. And that way, she always has the same amount, which is fascinating to me because I don't know how I could ever do that, but fascinating. Anyway, so the quote I have put down, so I've put down a quote, and the quote is, "Yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I am wise, so I'm changing myself." And I really like that quote a lot. It's from Rumi. And since I had some more space on the bottom, I decided to add this stamp of a globe, which I thought was fitting for this quote. And next, I'm also going to add, look how beautiful, I love that. I don't use that enough. And actually, I don't know where these are from, to be honest. I've had these for years and years and years, so they're definitely not AliExpress, but I cannot tell you where they're from. So I'm just adding the number 12 because this was the prompt for February 12th. So I'm just gonna add that to the pocket, and I know the background is a bit plain. Just thinking whether I should stamp something on the top, like a nice border, but I haven't made up my mind on that. Yeah, so there it is. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for listening to all my babbling. I'm sorry. So have a great day. Bye guys. Bye.